Hi everybody. I'm recording this on New Year's Eve of 2016. So I thought I would share my New Year's resolution with you all. My New Year's resolution is 1920 by 1080. Happy New Year, everybody. I actually don't sign up much for New Year's resolutions. I mean, I do try to make a continuous improvement to myself as time goes on, and sometimes I succeed and sometimes I don't. There have been a lot of things that I planned to make a great effort for, at which I did not succeed. And there are other things that I have. I really didn't expect when I went to truck driving school for it to become a permanent job for me. And to be perfectly honest, when I first started doing Let's Plays on YouTube, there was no realistic reason for me to expect that I would keep on doing that. But I certainly have enjoyed it, and I don't have any plans to stop in the foreseeable future. And those of you who have stuck with me for all this time, I do hope that you've enjoyed it, and I hope that you will stick with me as I continue to learn more about this craft. So what sort of things am I trying to improve? Well, for one thing, let's try to improve the time I spend between heart surgeries. One of the reasons for this holiday rapid release, as I've had in the last couple of weeks, is that I happen to have a couple of months off because I had to have a heart surgery. Actually, 2 heart surgeries, which were held a month apart. And since I'm a truck driver, there also has to be a certain amount of recovery time that is not the kind that is required in other occupancies. It seems the Department of Transportation has some sort of problem with people keeling over and dying of a heart attack while driving 40 tons of steel down the freeway. Go figure. By the way, Nicholas Marshall, one of my viewers, made the point to me that instead of actually just setting up a gearbox and letting it get damaged over the time that I was first generating lubricant, I could have actually used a worm gear. It would have given me a lot of torque at a very slow speed and probably wouldn't be suitable for the amount of lubricant that I require now, but it would have let me get a starting supply of lubricant because worm gears don't require lube. So having said all that about resolutions, that doesn't mean to say that I don't have plans for the new year, or for the year in general, really. I'd like to shoot more spotorials. I've only got one so far for Flaxbeard's Wondrous Steam mod, which I highly recommend. And I'd like to shoot some different kinds of videos. You know, maybe go into this science or educational. I could get used to this. They don't jump very high, but that's what the Uvaraptors are good for. These guys are good for going really fast. I do plan to tame some Uvaraptors. I'd love to get that one in particular. But I'm going to need some concipede meat for that. Going to have to make a better place to keep this guy soon. But I guess this will have to do for now. We'll do some exploring together soon. Ooh, another mutant mob. The mutant Enderman. Should I do it? Probably not. But I'm gonna. That may have been a mistake. $200 hit points, that doesn't sound too bad. Wow, this guy's disorienting. And I think this is where he explodes. I really should read up on this mod again. Still, I got Eyes of Enders and Ender Pearls. So not a great haul, but not a bad one either. So another thing I think I should start work on reasonably soon would be a new version of Pain in the End. And I suppose I'll call it Pain in the End 3 to go with the Season 3, even though Season 1 was based on a mod pack that was never released. But the point is, I'm thinking about making a new Pain in the End for version 1.10 or later. My initial thoughts were to put it off until version 1.14, since that appears to be when Jeb plans to slow down all the sudden updates. Or so I read in a tweet some months ago. But at any rate, there are some interesting new mods out for Minecraft for the newer versions. So, mods that I've been thinking about including in the new Pain. Railcraft is certainly one of them. Astral Sorcery looks pretty interesting from the teeny videos I've seen of it. Another one that promises to make automation interesting again is Crossroads MC. And certainly immersive engineering. And I believe there's also an add-on for immersive craft called Aquamunda. That I think is worth investigating. And of course, Britannia. Britannia does some very interesting things with automation that I think would be fun to do. And I'm open to suggestions. And mainly what I'm looking for with the new version of Pain in the End would be the same stuff I've looked for this mod pack, which is basically stuff that keeps things interesting. Or as the slogan goes, interesting solutions for interesting problems. So I'm not interested in magic blocks that do everything. And I'm not terribly interested in overpowered mods with weapons that do 10,000 damage. Although if it makes things interesting enough, I might be willing to consider it. So what do you think? What kind of mods do you think would make Minecraft interesting without taking all the thought out of the game? Stuff that lets you bring more of your creativity and artistry and, of course, wit into Minecraft. Let me know what you'd like to see and play with. And I also have a couple of really short-range plans. Specifically, I'd like to start a Sky Factory 3 series. And I'd really like to get this episode up and posted before New Year's Day is over. And since it's 4 p.m. where I am, I guess that means I'd better get a move on. So, I'm going to work on gathering the rest of this oil from this desert, and I hope that you all will work on having some fun, building something cool, and having a happy new year. And a nice day.